I'd like to yield 5 minutes to the gentlewoman from Colorado, the sponsor of the legislation, Ms. Boebert.
The gentlewoman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I too stand here today celebrating the success story of the Endangered Species Act, seeing that the gray wolf has been fully recovered. I also stand today, Mr. Speaker, in defense of our farmers and our ranchers, just like the Farrell family in Grand County, Colorado, who has lost up to 5 of their cattle in a 10-day span in Colorado from wolves attacking their ranch in Grand County. In my home state of Colorado, out-of-touch Denver and Boulder leftists voted to reintroduce gray wolves. Since then, 10 wolves were reintroduced in December, and 8 have confirmed wolf livestock depredations and 6 separate incidents involving wolf attacks in Colorado just this month. My Trust the Science Act delists the gray wolf from the federal endangered species lists and returns the issue of the wolf management to states and tribal wildlife agencies. Again, a success story that we should be celebrating here today. Specifically, my bill requires the Secretary of Interior to reissue the 2022 Department of Interior final rule that delisted gray wolves in the lower 48 United States and ensures that the reassurance of the final rule will not be subject to judicial review. Gray wolves were first listed under the Endangered Species Preservation Act in 1967. That's 57 years ago. In 2009, the Obama administration upheld the decision to delist gray wolves when their Interior Secretary, Ken Salazar, a Democrat from Colorado, announced the decision at a press conference that the Fish and Wildlife Service decision to delist gray wolves was a, quote, a supportable one. Scientists have concluded that recovery has occurred, end quote. In 2011, Congress directed USFWS to reinstate a rule to delist the gray wolf in the northern Rockies ecosystem. In 2013, the Obama administration proposed delisting gray wolves in the lower 48 states. In November of 2020, scientists and nonpartisan career employees at the Department of Interior once again found gray wolves were fully recovered and once again issued a rule that returned management of gray wolf populations to state and tribal wildlife agencies. Unfortunately, frivolous litigation was filed by the Defenders of Wildlife, Wild Earth Guardians, and other extremist groups, and an activist California judge subsequently pandered to these groups by vacating the 2020 rule and ultimately relisting the gray wolf by judicial fiat. In April of 2022, the Biden administration appealed the ruling of this California activist judge and supported the 2020 rule that delisted gray wolves in the lower 48 United States. In February of this year, the Biden administration announced a not warranted finding for 2 frivolous petitions that tried to list gray wolves under the ESA in the northern Rocky Mountains and in the western United States. In the 115th Congress, the House of Representatives passed similar legislation to my bill by a vote of 196 to 180, with 9 Democrats voting in favor of passage. State and tribal wildlife agencies have a proven record of successfully managing gray wolves. In fact, Montana's successful state management resulted in gray wolves being 500% above Fish and Wildlife Service recovery goals. Idaho's successful state management resulted in gray wolves being 700% above recovery goals. There are now, as estimated, up to 6,000 wolves in the lower 48. Furthermore, there are an estimated 7,000 to 11,000 gray wolves in Alaska, and there are an estimated 30,000 gray wolves in Canada. Again, an endangered species list success story. Let's do as my bill says, trust the bipartisan science, and pass this bill so we can finally delist the fully recovered gray wolf and focus scarce taxpayer funding on endangered species that actually need help being recovered. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield.
The gentlewoman yields.
I reserve.